Well, hey, everybody, it's Robin, and I am so excited to be back with you this week. Prayerfully, you had an amazing Resurrection Sunday. A lot of churches debuted some fun things. We're all self quarantining and doing this staying in place or sheltering in place, I should say. And so we're trying to make church, innovative and still engaging. And so some churches did some fun things. In fact, one of the things they did, of course, was, oops, not going to tell you. That's what this whole video is going to be about. So you got to stay tuned. In fact, I have a special guest with me today that's going to help me talk about this one thing that a lot of churches did. If you're ready, make sure you get something to take some notes with. Get your smart device because you're going to want to take notes after this message. Here we go. All right, I'm back. Thank you again for hanging out. Of course, it's the Robin Ware Show, and I just, I do all things church. I do all things, faith-based media, and of course, coaching. And this call's got a little bit of all of that in it. But I want to make sure that you follow me. Of course, you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Even hit that alert so that little bell goes off every time I upload some new content. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss out on what your girls got coming. All right, so listen, get ready. Again, this is going to be a fun video. As I said, let me just get it together here. I have a special guest that's going to be on with me. Let me just go ahead and introduce him. Mark, you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Good stuff, you guys. Oops, let me make sure. I always hit that wrong. Sorry about that. My special guest on today is Mark Clement. I want to make sure I say that right. Did I say it right, Mark?
You did. You nailed it.
All right. So Mark is your major video communications, even marketing technology guy. He owns a company that produces videos. They do commercials. They even shoot trailers, for movies. They do everything. And so I'm going to have Mark, in fact, go ahead and share about your amazing company and your brand.
Thanks, Robin. It's so good to be here with you guys today. We have a couple of different companies. I come from the church world, grew up in the church, and was on church staff for a long time in worship and leading other types of ministries. And then back in the early 2000s, just through a couple of God events, got sort of into video and communication and that kind of thing. Just had a knack for it, started a business, and we serve mainly churches and nonprofits, and then a lot of for-profit companies that serve the church world. So a lot of those are our clients as well. And so we do all kinds of video, print design, social media, websites, all those kinds of things for churches. So that's what we're all about.
So a lot of people may not know you by name, but they've definitely experienced different projects that you have been at the helm of, including our very own Bishop Hezekiah Walker's videos, Every Praise and Better. Talk about how exciting those projects were for you.
Well, those were great. It was kind of a cool story of how we met him through some mutual friends. And it was one of those things where we were just happened to be in a meeting when he called in to talk to one of his people and said he was working on this video and asked us if we would want to talk about it. And I thought, yeah, I'd love to do that for you, but there's no way that's ever going to happen. He was in New York and we were in Alabama, and it just seemed kind of a long shot, but God was in it and it all came together. So we shot Every Praise back in, I think it was 2012, and that video has been amazing. I think it's got over 70 million views on YouTube, which is just mind-boggling. And then Better, we did a couple years later, got to travel the world with Hezekiah Walker and shoot in Japan and Paris and Italy and South Africa and all over the United States. So he's a great friend, and we've had a lot of fun working with him over the years.
That is great stuff. Of course, we all love Bishop Hez, so shout out to him. Mm-hmm. Well, today, yes, I'm excited. You can tell I'm just, bubbling over today because with Resurrection Sunday, I saw a lot of churches do some things that I thought was just great. We're all with this whole social distancing. We're missing getting to see each other. We are, streaming and we're watching our pastors, or people are watching you and I, Mark, when we go live. But to get to see those that make up the congregation, that's what we're missing. But this past Sunday, I saw a lot of choirs take advantage of what we're going to talk about today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to switch my camera and let's see if I can do this. I want to surprise everybody and show you this video. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. All right, Mark, I better bring you back before they want to start charging me for for playing music on YouTube. But yeah, I just wanted to show that video because that video represents virtual choirs. Isn't it exciting to see churches doing that now, Mark?
It's amazing how the Big C Church, as I like to call it, has been so creative during this new era that we're in. And it's kind of forced everybody to move forward. People like you and me have been preaching for years, got to get online, got to do more of that. And one of the great things about this current season, there's a lot of hard things, but one of the great things is it's kind of forced us as a body to move forward. And so I always say that chaos reveals character, it reveals culture, and it reveals creativity. And necessity is the mother of invention. And so when people are like, we got to find a way to do this better, we got to find a way to make it more engaging. And this virtual choir thing is definitely a great way to do that.
Absolutely. This was actually started by a guy by the name of Eric Whitaker back in 2009 when he did the first virtual choir project. So this isn't really anything new, but as you said, those of us that love technology and we're in that creative space, we've been, harping at our churches and our pastors and leaders to get on the bandwagon. But, everything, I guess, in its time. And so now's the time. And this is a great way for churches to be creative, innovative, but most importantly, engaging, to bring our members together to be engaged. So talk a little bit about the process of putting together the virtual choir.
Well, we were asked by a church to do that this past week, and it was a huge, huge hit. And that led to other churches calling about it. And my wife said, hey, I think you're onto something here. And so we decided to put a webinar that's going to happen tomorrow, April the 15th, or maybe today. If you're watching this on April 15th, it's going to be on April 15th, Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central Time. And Robin's got a link to it that she can hook you up with through this video. And you can sign up for this webinar. It's completely free. And we're just going to talk about what it takes to make this happen for your church, how you can do this as a special element on any given Sunday to bring people together, to see the faces of their choir members, to see the enthusiasm and the celebration of praising God. And so we teach you everything you need to know about how to make that happen for your church.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited because, of course, you're going to be teaching not only about how to put the virtual choir together, but also some other creative things that are quite important as it relates to churches streaming live. You want to talk a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk about things, and it's a long list, but just some of the highlights are things like the CCLI licensing that goes along with this kind of stuff. We're going to tell you how to make sure you're covered for that so that you're not violating any of the laws, and make sure you're good to go on that. We're going to talk about quality, things like continuity. These are all little terms that we use in our business that you can use with your people as they're recording their little videos to be part of that choir. And we'll tell you how to make sure they do it right, make sure it's easy to put together, and give you all the tips and tricks and best practices to really do it. We say fast, easy, and effective.
I love it. Fast, easy, and effective. So he has a webinar that he's going to be hosting on tomorrow, which is April 15th, which that was tax day. So we all should remember that date. Thank God it's been moved to July. But when you're watching this video, it will be on Wednesday, which is April 15th. So click the link at the bottom of this video so that you can register for this free. That's my favorite price. Free.com webinar. And Mark's like me, we under promise and over deliver. So even though we're going to talk about, or he's going to talk about a couple of things, you're going to get more than what you bargained for. So you do not want to miss this. So make sure that you share this video with your friends that go to other churches, even those that go to your church. The more the merrier. We want to have as many on that as we can so that we can help the kingdom. We are kingdom representatives and we take our responsibility very serious. And so we're not just trying to keep it to ourselves, not these creative skills. Nope. We're sharing it. We want to be a blessing. And so, come one, come all. Isn't that right, Mark?
That's right. The more the merrier. And not only are we going to talk about all that, but we're going to try to answer all your questions. And at the end, this is a live event, so I'm going to be on there with you. We're going to be talking and interacting. And any questions you have, if we don't cover something or you think of something we haven't talked about, you can ask right there and we will answer it for you. So it's going to be a very productive 30 minutes. It's going to be a quick call. We're going to get right to it, not waste your time. Make sure you get what you need quickly and value your time and your energy and what's happening at your church. And then anything we can do at the end of that call to help you, we will.
Again, thank you, Mark, for being my special guest. And I want to remind everybody, of course, the call is on tomorrow. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, I want you to subscribe. That's right. Hit that alert button. And then for those of you I've not had the pleasure of connecting with, why don't you join my email list? It's really simply to do. Follow the instructions on the screen, but text my last name, W-A-R-E, to the number 22828. All right. Simple as that. Follow the prompts and you're on my list. So until tomorrow, I'm looking forward to connecting with you. I'll be one of the students in the webinar as well, hanging out with Mark. Listen, we are extremely blessed to be a blessing. So we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.